Why do I get the feeling that bathroom faces will be a running theme this season? The gift of the Maud Pie brings us back to Manhattan, and it brings back Maud Pie for the first Pinkie and Rarity episode. With a setup like that, this is sure to be a fun episode, and in several ways it is, while in other ways it comes across as mediocre. Rarity and Pinkie travel to Manhattan searching for a building to purchase in the hopes that it'll expand Rarity's boutique business. But little does Rarity know that today is also Pie's Sister Surprise Swap Day, where Pinkie Pie and Maud exchange gifts for each other several months before Heartswarming. This time Pinkie is determined to get a gift for Maud that will be way better than the one she could possibly get for her. There's only one catch. Pinkie is horrible at planning things ahead and hasn't gotten a gift for Maud yet, and the store that she was planning to get a gift from is unexpectedly closed. Now Rarity must help Pinkie in her change of plans in getting a gift for Maud that will most certainly blow her rocks off. No pun intended. I suppose my first issue with the episode is how Pinkie didn't think any of this ahead, or how she was going to get a gift for Maud if her first plan backfired. She's shown before that she's capable of planning ahead for special occasions, so you'd think that she would have been more prepared for this annual tradition with Maud. It's at least implied that she's traveled by herself before, so she easily could have gone to Manhattan and gotten the pouch ahead of time. And yet she was only planning to get that gift for Maud in the last minute? It makes her seem irresponsible and even very careless for not thinking ahead of this. Also, this tradition seems a little empty if Pinkie and Maud are getting gifts just for each other. I mean, what about Marble and Limestone? Do they get gifts for them? And if not, are they just supposed to be partners that get gifts for each other? Are they left out of it? If they are, why would they be left out of it? It just feels like this new tradition is thrown at us without any additional context, which could raise the questions that I just listed. And I might be alone on this, but I'm not sure if Manhattan is being explored enough. I mean, we still get to see some good sights, and there's even a map that gives a reasonable layout of the city, but it feels like we're going to places that look too similar to what we've seen before. And it doesn't seem to be throwing in anything unique. I mean, this is a really big city. There's a lot of other sights we could see besides restaurants, street corners, small shops, and central parks. We could get something like a subway system, or a really fancy museum, or even a nice hotel. I suppose it would make sense that the areas we would visit would be limited to where Rarity would be looking to set up shop, but this is the third season in a row we've been to Manhattan, and visits here are supposed to be special compared to Ponyville. If the annual visits here are going to stay unique, they'd have to come up with something different to keep the place interesting. Alright, I've harped on these issues long enough. What do I like about the episode? Well, the interactions between the characters are great. This is the first ever episode we've seen of Pinkie and Rarity working off of each other, which helps it to feel like a refreshing chemistry. Pinkie's fast-talking intuitiveness mixed with Rarity's more collective savviness results in great exchanges between the two. And while there isn't too much of it, it still makes for some high-quality humor. Aside from that, this is the first episode of Rarity interacting with Maud extensively, which in itself makes for some funny opportunities. Maud still shows off dry and mellow expressions, and yet a lot of character comes out of her, and it works off of Rarity's desperation and alienated feelings towards her nature greatly. Top it all off with some ridiculous over-the-top facial expressions, and this episode makes for more than a few good laughs. It's also nice seeing Pinkie's willingness to give up something that means a lot to her while still maintaining her cheerful attitude, all while getting something nice for Maud. And it even helps to make up for her earlier portrayals. There's a lot of instances where Pinkie acts like a goofball and she draws attention to herself in a way that annoys the other ponies around her. And with Pinkie being my favorite character, it makes me feel self-conscious knowing that people aren't going to like this. But despite this, she's still characterized as a loving sibling who's willing to give up something she's been with for so long because she wants to make her sister happy, which gives her an image of being more than just a random pony that annoyed those around her. But after getting her party cannon back for her, through a pretty funny scene by the way, Maud tells Pinkie a very important lesson regarding this tradition. All this time, Pinkie was so obsessed with getting the best possible gift for Maud when all that really mattered was the motivation behind getting the gift regardless of its value. She's not being an idiot, she's just being quick-minded as opposed to thinking something over, and the situation treats her as such. She just forgot about the true meaning behind the tradition, and Maud reminds her that gift-giving isn't a competition, it's an act of love and respect. And it's nice to see that Pinkie remembers this lesson and teaches it to Rarity when she's added to the tradition out of nowhere. You know, I'm really starting to think that limestone and marble are left out of this. Well, even if I may poke fun at it and might not give it as many prompts as others, The Gift of the Maud Pie is a simple episode that's funny and touching in more ways than one. And I'll certainly be seeing it again sometime soon. MisAnthro Pony, over and out.
Now that you mention it, I could use more confetti for my party cannon. You wouldn't believe how much of that stuff I go through in a day.
Sheep in the big city!